Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to just kind of give a little intro before we get started in this video. Just a heads up, as my audio is going to be a little different for this video because I am outside with the birds and the wind. I wanted to give this video more of a summery vibe since it is the last summer video. Moving forward, my videos will mostly just be my voice, but I wanted to end the summer season with a bang. But anyways, we're going to be doing these Van Gogh sunflower inspired nails, and before I show you how to do it, we're going to go over what we need for this beautiful nail set. Now, like every video, I'm going to be showing you guys the exact colors that I use as well as their color numbers and brand so that you guys can get these colors exactly if you would like, or get something around the same color. I basically am just using a bunch of different shades of browns, oranges, yellows, blues, and greens. And we need blooming gel, glossy top coat, a dotting tool, as well as a flat brush, as well as our liner brush, and a surface for mixing colors. And for natural nails, grab base coat. And we are going to get right into it by adding our different shades of blue to our surface so that we can mix them together. I decided to go with a darker blue, a light blue, and a turquoise. Now this is optional, but I didn't want to do too many shades of blue for the base. I wanted to just have a contrast of 3 colors. And then with our dotting tool, we are going to marble that onto our surface so that with our flat brush, as you see here, we can kind of scoop that marbling design up and then apply it to our nail base. And we are just going to apply it to the base of our nail. And again, if you're doing it on natural nails, be sure to apply base coat first and then our blue marbling color. Now this is going to be the base for every single nail, so we can do this to every single nail before moving on and making sure it's cured. But also, this is a little tip, because we are mixing so many colors together, be sure to do thin layers so that they cure evenly and not too thick, because then you can end up with an uncured center and only the top layer being cured, which could cause your nails to split and the design smudge and break, which would just be a disaster and ruin all of your hard work. Coarse cure for 60 seconds. I accidentally forgot to record this part, but we put a thin layer of blooming gel on top without curing it. And with our lining brush, we went into our dark blue to add a little more marbling. And we are going to do the exact same with our light blue gel color, just to add some more dimension and make it softer, yet keeping that marble look a little more intense. And basically just add wherever you feel it will look nice. It doesn't have to be in a certain pattern. You can just add more light or dark to whatever area you would like. And we're going to do the exact same thing with our turquoise color. And we are going to do that to all of our nails, of course curing them afterwards. Now as I show you the nails, I'm just going to let you guys know that it is currently raining. We are having our first fall rain, so that is also going to be in the background. Now on our clean surface, we are going to take our different shades of oranges and yellows, and we are going to kind of dot them on our surface so that we can then do the same thing that we did with the blue and marble it. Now for me personally, I did a little too much, as you might be able to tell, but this is going to be for the petals of our sunflowers, and so just be sure to add a little less of the different colored dots, but be sure to add all of the colors regardless, and then that way we can marble them all together. And be sure not to marble it too much. You still want those individual colors to pop through. So then with that done, we're going to take our liner brush and go through our marble design, being sure to get a thin amount. You can layer if need be. We don't want it too thick. On some of these I did do it too thick and the center didn't dry all the way, and you don't want that, especially if these are going to be on your nails for a long time. You can always do more layers, or with the blooming gel, marble extra colors on top of it. And we are just going to work on our flower petals. Now for this sunflower, this is on our thumb that we are starting on. We're kind of putting the sunflower more at the base of the nail where our cuticle will be, and putting it a little bit off center, just so we give it more of an artsy vibe, because these are Van Gogh inspired nails. And basically we're just going to go through and continue adding petals in a circle, and then we are going to cure it for 60 seconds. Now we're going to go back in with our liner brush, and we are going to add smaller petals in between our bigger petals. This will just create more of a dimensional sunflower effect, as I will show here. And you can make them longer if you want, or shorter depending on your preference. And I kind of kept them a little bit shorter. On some of them I did make them equal in length, but this is more just for some depth. And this is definitely a trust the process moment. It will definitely look better with the center of the flower, despite right now it looking a little crazy, but we will fix that right after we cure it for 60 seconds. So now we're going to take all of our different shades of brown, and we are going to just add them to the side a little bit, because this is going to be the center marbling for our flowers. And then we are going to just gently marble those together a little bit. And then once we do that, we can take our clean liner brush and go in and kind of map out how big of the center of the sunflowers we would like. And as we do that, we can color it in and cure it for 60 seconds. And then of course you can add in, if you would like I am doing, some extra dimensional colors, whether darker or lighter, and be sure to cure that extra work for 60 seconds. And now we are going to do our glossy top coat. Now if you want more of a textured effect for these beautiful artsy nails, then I would definitely just stick with one layer of glossy top coat. But if you want it more smooth, I would suggest doing 2 or even 3 layers of top coat. Just be sure to cure each layer for 60 seconds. And our thumb is finished. Now for our pointer finger, we're going to do the same process with our petals, but we are going to do kind of a French tip with this sunflower. And again, we're just going to kind of map out where we want that center petal to be for our French tip. And we're just going to either add some more dimension to it, and then go in with our other 3 petals on the sides. And again, these are nails to definitely have fun with. Make them artsy. You can make them as symmetrical or as uneven as you would like to give it more of a painting effect. And just be sure to cure each design for 60 seconds in between the petals. And as you can see here, I am adding those smaller, just dimensional flower petals for our sunflower. And since this is a French tip, we only need really 2 of these smaller accent flower petals. And then of course cure it for 60 seconds. And then now we're going to go in with our brown marble again to create the center of our sunflower. Now you can just kind of map it out by doing a half moon shape, if that kind of helps you. That's kind of the method that I used. And then I just kind of tweaked it a little bit and then filled in the center, adding some additional depths in color. And then once we cure it, we can then go in with our glossy top coat. Be sure to evenly but thinly cover the entire nail with the top coat to protect our beautiful Van Gogh sunflower design. And again, you can do multiple layers if you would like. Just be sure to cure it in between each layer for at least 60 seconds. And we are done. Now for our middle finger, we are going to do the exact same process with the sunflower petals, but we're gonna try to do this a little more in the center, just for a little more focus on the center of the nails and make it a little more even. And we're just going to keep doing the exact same process as before with our sunflower petals as with the other nails, just kind of going in a circular motion until they all connect. Cure it for 60 seconds, and then we can start adding our small little accent sunflower petals. And once we've done that, we can just cure it for 60 seconds. And now we can do the center of the sunflower just like before with all the other nails, mapping out how we would like it, and then start filling it in, and of course adding additional light brown tones or dark brown tones for more depth and marble coloring. And then cure it for 60 seconds. And don't mind my glove that got snagged and ripped, but we are now going to do our glossy top coat all over the nail evenly, and then curing it for 60 seconds. And our middle finger is complete. Now for our ring finger, we're going to do the exact same process with our flower petals, but this time we're going to do kind of a reverse French tip, and we're going to put our flower at the base of our nail where our cuticle is. And we're just going to start by creating that center flower petal and then adding the two on these sides. And make sure to cure your larger flower petals first. I forgot to do that. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it is better. And then once you do your accent petals, you can cure it for 60 seconds. And then go in and do the center of our sunflower with our brown colors by mapping it out and then coloring it in. And then you can add however many little accent colors you would like to just give it some more depth. And then we can cure it for 60 seconds, and then we can finish it by doing a thin but even layer of top coat. After curing, we are finished. Now moving on to our pinky finger, we're going to do kind of what we did with the thumb and place it more to the base of the nail, a little off center, and do kind of a whole flower, but a little less because we're going to let it blend into the side of the nail. And we're just going to follow that circular motion of adding those flower petals in until we hit the side of the nail. And then once complete, cure for 60 seconds. And then we are going to go in and add our accent sunflower petals. And once complete, we can then cure for 60 seconds. And now we can add the center of our sunflower just like before, mapping it out and then filling it in and adding details. And then of course curing it for 60 seconds. And then we can top it off with an even but thin layer of top coat, curing for 60 seconds. And then that is it, guys. Our nails are complete. Look at how gorgeous and lovely these are. I am obsessed with these nails. They are a perfect summer nail and even going into a fall nail. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, if you guys do this nail set, please tag me. I want to see your guys' versions. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.